We are live. Morning.
Good morning.
I'm kind of overwhelmed with how hot my Fun Friday panel is today. I'm just saying. I just don't know what to do with myself right now. If I was in the middle, I'd be like, I'm in a brunette sandwich and life is good.
I like that.
Me too. I
want Oreo cookie.
The ultimate Oreo cookie right here. Sick. Hang on, we're just waiting for people to join us. So this is the fun stall part. Do you do any interpretive dancing, Alyssa?
I can whip something out.
Okay. Melodyne, good morning. Welcome.
This is so fun. Like I watch you do this every day, and now I'm like, we're waiting for people to join.
This is so fun.
This is the part where we just drink coffee and hang out and wait for people to join us. Good morning, Liz.
I was honestly so nervous about my mug choice. I was like, oh my God, like what mug am I going to choose for this morning?
What did you choose? Show us your mug.
I went with Yeti because it has a lid, because I was like, what if I like spill?
People might want to show that you're klutz, right?
Which cup did you have?
I picked a deer because I was like, okay, that's cute and kind of wintry.
Love that.
I'm baby blue teacup today. Hi, Cheryl.
Good morning. This is so fun.
You have like perfect lighting in your home, Alyssa.
Yeah, this is kind of where I do my things. It's right in front of my window in my new office. Because Steve and I bought a house and we're not in a condo anymore. We're a condo for 6 months during a pandemic. That tests a marriage, tell you that much.
Especially the first year. Yeah.
But they made it. They made it.
Yeah. Yeah, it made it strong. If we can be in love with each other after living in a 1-bedroom condo for 6 months and not being able to leave, we can make anything work.
Anything. It's the title of the new marriage book. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's a very condo pandemic.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, it looks like we've got quite a few people hanging out with us now. So welcome to Virtual Coffee Club. It, of course, is Fun Friday, where we bring on the Fun Friday friends. That was a lot of alliteration, which was really hard. So I would introduce you to these beautiful loves of mine. On the far side, we have the fantabulous Mikaila Cooper. Welcome.
Hello. Good morning.
In the middle, the center of our heartbeats is Alyssa McMasters. Welcome, Fred.
Thank you for having us, Jody.
Yeah, we're so excited.
Well, you guys are hilarious. We've been friends for a long time, and I like to bring friends on and introduce them to people. And so just to give people a quick, like a snippety background of what you do that for me.
Like, Coops, you want to go first?
Yeah.
Our eligible bachelorette?
Yeah. What I do? Okay, well, I'm currently your McWinter Games bachelorette, but my day job is I work for Husky, and I am in pipeline construction, and I also do a little bit of music here and there. So a little snippet.
A little snippet. Good. And Alyssa?
I work for the Calgary Herald, Calgary Sun as my day job. And then as my side job, I have a self-love course called Let Me Introduce Yourself. We're in our first run right now, and it's going really well. Mikaila's actually in it with me, and she's crushing it.
Crushing it. Good. Of course. I got to get in on the next one with you. I think it'd be great. I creep it online, so it's awesome. So you're two dynamic women doing cool things. And I don't know exactly how McWinter Games came to be, but I think if anybody has attempted an online dating option of life with a pandemic twisted into it, I mean, online dating, I think, is not necessarily the most fun of the world outside of a pandemic, but adding that kind of made it a little twist. So is that kind of where the conversation started, or how do you convince a friend that she should become an Instagram bachelorette?
Well, so I had Mikaila on my live that I do, and I do it kind of talking about women that I really appreciate their self-love. And we talked about after a breakup, what that looks like about finding your self-love again after you leave a relationship, and then during a pandemic, them if we just add something different. So then we were laughing, we were joking, and I'm like, let's just do a bachelorette for you. And then it was like kind of a joke. And then we went on a walk. And Mikaila, you can kind of tell what happened on our wellness walk. We go on a wellness walk every couple of weeks.
We love to walk. Walks keep us sane during this crazy time. So we were going on a walk and we met down in Fish Creek. And I was like, Alyssa, I'm feeling so good today. Like, it is my day. Like, I'm just like feeling light, great, fantastic. And then we're walking and I'm like, okay, so in the group chat, how you brought up like maybe doing like a McWinter Games, I was like, I actually think we should do it. And she was like, I didn't think you were like that into the idea. And I was like, no, like I am like into that idea. I just like don't really know like how we should go about it. And then Alyssa's just like, okay, well, why don't we just film some stuff? And I'm like, okay, well, I wish I showered and like put on some.
But you looked great. And I was like, I would not let you do videos if you didn't look absolutely bombed.
And Alyssa was like, this is the most authentic. This is going to be so good. So I'm like, okay. So we just filmed it down on our little walk, like that little promo reel for McWinter Games. And like, we did not think it was going to be anything quite like it's turning out to be, but it was just like kind of fun. And now here we are.
And I think the major thing is when you're looking for a partner and you're looking to put yourself out there, it's hard to be so vulnerable. But when you have people around you who are willing to kind of have this fun with you, it makes it a little easier. And I think it was a little easier for Coops to say, let's do it. When Steve and I were like, we're going to host it. You don't have to do anything. So it kind of takes like the pressure off of Mikaila in terms of setting this up and allows her to just be herself and meet these really cool guys. So we actually have 8 guys already applied. 10. So I think we're actually going to have to do some weeding through where we kind of thought maybe, at the beginning we were like, well, maybe we get 5 guys, it'll be fun. But I think from my perspective, I have a lot of friends, and Mikaila, you can add on this too, and Jody as well. I have a lot of friends who are single and are just so tired of dating apps. And they're telling me, it was fun when it started and now just the swipe left, swipe right. I see both of you like rolling your eyes. They're just over it. And I think people want to meet people a little more authentically, but in a pandemic, we can't. So we came up with this idea of McWinter Games, and it's a bachelorette style game show where Steve and I are the hosts, and we ask these guys a series of questions. We have fun things like immunities in there where Mikaila can give an immunity if they get a really good answer. We have things that they have to do fun tasks. They have to tell us embarrassing stories. It's going to be a really fun way just to connect people. How do you guys feel about the whole dating app situation?
It's so fun. Yeah.
It's so thrilling, really.
No, I'm really just more excited that we get to have entertainment while we are in the mood of being entertained, right? Like there's nothing else going on for the rest of us. And Mikaila will be our guinea pig for this. Like it's just entertainment for the rest of us.
Yeah, like I think for myself, I was like, I just have absolutely no interest in like checking any of my apps. Like I know I signed up for them like after my breakup and I was like, oh, I'm going to get back out there. And then I was like, I hate it. I was like, I'm not doing this. I would like message people and then like a week later I'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I like never checked this. And I was like, I look like I suck. So I think this is just kind of like a really fun way just because of my personality too. I'm like, I need someone who's like going to not take themselves too seriously and like, see that video and like maybe understand a bit about my personality and then, like come on and like just have a good time. I think that's something that's important to like myself when I'm looking for someone. Like, so I was like, honestly, if there's even 10 guys out there that are remotely confident enough to come to this thing, then like absolutely I am there. I was like, I think that's so cool. So that's kind of like my thought process on that.
Well, I think you get really bored with it because you're answering the same questions all the time. And then you're like, I kind of want to start changing the answers because I'm bored. It's like talking to someone whose mind maybe resets every 20 minutes, right? So you just want to change the answers and then you're not authentic anymore.
Yeah. And like how many times do I have to like explain my deep-rooted love for Crocs? Like honestly, I'm like gonna start hating them soon if I have to keep doing this.
So if we keep asking you, you'll hate them? Is this how we get you off them?
No, honestly, I don't think.
Jody, I'm on the Croc train too, so you're gonna have to have 2 of us.
We Croc and rock everywhere we go.
All right, maybe it's a younger woman thing.
It's a comfort versus style versus affordability thing.
Kathy's theory that she gets entertainment on dating apps by calling out the scammers. Right? That's where
Is there scammers?
Yeah. Kelly wants the link to watch it. So like how can the rest of us be a part of this going down?
Yes, so we will be sharing the link on my Instagram, and it's Alyssa S. McMasters on Instagram. We're going to be doing a live on Facebook, and then we're also going to be putting it on Instagram TV for you to later watch. It's going to be live, and it's our first one, so like bear with us if there's any kind of issues in terms of technical, but we're really excited about it, and we have some really fun things planned.
Yeah. And that's
honestly, we have some cuties.
And it's on January 30th at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Are you nervous at all, Mick?
I mean, no, not really. I think I thrive in this kind of environment. I think it'll be okay. I think I'm like I think I was way more nervous for actually like posting the little highlight reel thing we did, because I was like, I could not keep a straight face. Like Alyssa was like trying to like read retakes, and I was like, okay, I'm trying to relax my face. I'm not laughing. And then I would like try to do the take. So I was like, but then when I saw it, I was like, you know what? That video is totally me. I loved it. So now I'm kind of like, you know what? Whatever. I think it's super cool. So everyone's getting the Mick that they maybe haven't seen in the past. So I think it's kind of funny.
And honestly, Nick, I'm so proud of you because you allowed yourself to be so vulnerable in this, right?
Yeah.
You allowed yourself to put yourself out there. And I think a lot of people want to do that and are too afraid to. So I am so proud of you, and you are going to crush it.
Thank you so much, Love Coach. I love you.
You're welcome.
Kathy Johnny Lee says she thinks it's going to be a new trend, and you'll probably have a lot of people lined up to get a little bit of a love connection. So
you know what? We've already got a lot of messages about how people sign up to become the next Bachelor or Bachelorette. So we are definitely in the works. Mikaila, I, and Steve are in the works of creating something bigger, a kind of its own entity, because we didn't expect this to kind of blow up. But here we are.
Well, here you go. This is Daryl. He says, "Morning, Jody. Could you do one for old men like me?" The old guy connection. It's possible.
I love it.
I think everybody should.
Kelly says I don't do Instagram, but Kelly, it's going to be on Facebook also.
Yeah. I know. I was kind of thinking yesterday. I was like, so like, do we pick my like runner up as like the next Bachelor? It's like so funny.
That's a great. I never thought of that. See, it's a brainstorming session as well. I like it.
Yeah, like we're thinking too, we're like, once we have our final 10 picked, we're gonna like, do a little post about them and like get people amped about like these guys too, because I mean, they need some credit that they're legitimately emailing. Just a random email I set up, McWinterGames@gmail.com, saying I want to apply, and they are so good.
Aww.
I am wildly impressed by how professional these emails are. Like, hello, McWinter Games. I am looking to apply. Like,
and like literally,
they are good emails.
Photos, like good little tidbits about themselves.
Their LinkedIn
profiles. It's hilarious. I'm like, this is so good, and honestly, like ballsy. I'm so here for it.
So you're saying there's now proof of well-spoken or well-written, good-mannered men in the world. This is what, we need like a newsflash bulletin going across the globe.
There are still good men.
I think, and I think some of my favorites too are like that people are also like sending in their friends. And some of those are my favorite. Also, like little paragraphs, like why they think their friend is like the perfect candidate. Because I'm like, wow, your friend's going to do this for you. You got to be a catch. So
Kelly says Jody's next. Not gonna happen.
Why?
It'll be fun. Reach out to your girls if you feel like meeting somebody. Because also, like, if Mikaila, this is a really fun and kind of silly thing that we're doing, but if Mikaila meets somebody, which is a huge possibility, that story is going to be out of this world. And that's what we're hoping for.
No, for sure. Seriously.
Will you still take more applications? Like if people see this and they're like, okay, this actually sounds pretty cool, and this Mikaila is a real person. This isn't a crazy scam. When can people apply till? Is there a cutoff time?
So Steve and I are deciding, and we're going to help work with Mikaila a little bit, but she's going to be in the dark for a couple of them. But we are taking applications till January 25th. And on January 25th, we will decide who all the candidates are. And then we will be sharing them. So I think, Mikaila, can you tell a couple of the rules and what we're looking for in these guys?
You mean other than that you have to be over 18 and
you need to be breathing. You need to be a dude.
Yeah. So I was kind of thinking, I was like, well, I guess I haven't really said that much about myself. Like, I'm 27. I am not going to be dating an 18-year-old, but if you want, like, feel free. I think like that's kind of a rule. You're not allowed to be dating anyone, and no one's allowed to be dating you. So if there's someone that likes to date you,
this rule I laughed at because I'm like, you can't be dating one, and no one could be dating you. So is there sometimes when someone's dating you, but you're not dating them back? Is this a thing?
With men, yeah, you're like, all right, you're like, so do you have a girlfriend? And they're like, no. And then some girl is like, no, like that's my boyfriend.
All the time. And it's like, so if you think somebody might be dating you, you don't qualify. So that's a rule.
This goes back to, okay, then we now have to have another show just to unpack this of the world. Guys, come on.
There's a lot. What's another one, Alyssa? You have to have a valid driver's license.
Driver's license.
You ain't driving. You don't qualify to make winter games.
Employed or collecting serbs because we understand that the times are tough.
Yeah. Well, these were like joke rules. Like I said, when we were filming it, we were like, okay, what are some qualifications? But like, I don't know. Now I'm like, I was like, I should have put higher standards on my qualifications here.
Now, I'd like to pump up Mikaila. So anybody watching, I want to kind of share who Mikaila is, because Mikaila is one of the kindest, most talented, most authentic women you'll ever meet, and you would be so lucky to be able to date her. So if you are thinking about it, now's your chance, buddy.
Yeah.
Aw, thank you, Alyssa.
There's going to be too many to choose from by the 25th of January. You understand this, right?
Yeah, we're going to have a wine night, like searching through all of them. Be like, no.
Do you want to know what like I'm most nervous for is like eliminating people? Because like from what I've seen so far, I'm just like, they're all so sweet, and like they're all so like, this is wild. And then I'm like, wait, I'm gonna have to be like, Joey, please leave the chat. At least I don't have to say it. Alyssa, you're saying it. So
yeah, I'll be the mean one. You can just keep being this sweet one. I'll take the brunt of the elimination.
Maybe you don't say anything at all. You just remove them. It's like live ghosting.
Where's their closure in that?
Yeah, and then he's like, is that technical? Like, did something happen with my computer?
Yeah,
it's so sad.
Yeah, and then they're trying to like phone back into the chat. That would be no, absolutely.
And then come February is going to be what, the therapy show for all the people who were live ghosted online. Oh my god.
Yeah, and then it's like, so we have a reunion.
The men tell all.
Seriously.
Never ends. I gotta get in on this action. Not for myself, but I wanna be a part of your panel.
You know what else?
We have some like things like, so we have like a couple investigators behind the scenes. So when the guys are picked, if you got any skeletons, they may be brought up on the call.
Yeah. Live. Public shaming.
Yeah. I mean, we'll be nice about it, and we won't like shame things for like things you shouldn't be shamed for. But if it turns out that you are dating someone or someone is dating you,
you have a wife and kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Kathy says they'll get Mick chopped.
That's such a good one.
Kathy, yes, thank you so much.
Kathy came
through right now.
Kimberly says this is so much fun. Like it's just, if nothing else, at the end of the day, like this isn't, how they paint it on television with these shows where you're to find your true love and there's going to be an engagement ring and there's this your blind love 30 days to get married kind of bullshit sort of thing. This is just a fun way to meet people and to just put yourself out there, because what else do we have to do?
Who knows? Some of these guys, they might come on and there might be a girl in the audience that's like, I love that guy. I want to go on a date with that guy. And then if he gets McChopped, it's like, girl, slide in the DMs, clearly. It's like, it could be, you know, it's a bit of a web. I was also, you know what's so funny is I've had guys that are like sliding into my DMs rather than like applying. And I'm like, okay, sir, please go through the correct channel. But also it's fun. It's kind of funny because then some of them are like, or they have applied and then they follow me on my socials, obviously. And they're like, so like, we're probably not allowed to communicate, right? Because that would be like super unfair to like the 9 other guys. Like, I'm like, honestly, you're right. Like, but it's like, they're just totally into this. And I'm like, I'm driving. It's hilarious.
And honestly, I'm also having like the same thing where these guys will then follow me and message me being like, I can't wait to meet your girl Mick, and just like talking her up and being so sweet. And I'm like, well, now I have like now I'm hoping that you win.
Yeah, now I'm biased.
Driving the judge. What the heck? Yeah.
And I think Steve and I were talking about this. Could you imagine even 5-10 years ago, like a bunch of men like, putting themselves out there and being vulnerable enough to do this? I think it showcases, first of all, how much more society is willing to allow men to explore their vulnerable side. But it also shows just how tired people are of dating apps.
Yeah.
And the unauthenticity of it.
Yeah.
Totally. Like, what better way to like find out if you even want to go on a date with somebody than to like, you know, like answer some questions, play some games. Like, I don't want to give anything away, but it's like, I feel like
won't it be nice for a change for you, Mick, to have a conversation with someone that's not followed up by a dick pic immediately? Because I'm not sure people are going to do that live.
Yeah. But you know what, though? Like, how do we add to the coffee table book if we don't have a
That's a secret. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. So good. Okay, so people want to find out how to get registered. They want to be a part of the Mick Games, or they want to follow where this is going to go live on January 30th. Alyssa, what's the details for that again?
Yes. So again, January 30th at 7 p.m. Follow both Mikaila and myself. So Mikaila's Instagram is
at Mikaila Cooper.
Easy. And then mine's at Alyssa S. McMasters.
I haven't done that for a long time.
We'll be sharing lots of different tidbits. We'll be sharing different kinds of behind the scenes. We'll be sharing all of the guys that are going to be in this. And then also we'll be sharing the progression of this, because we have had a couple companies reach out and talk to us about possibly sponsoring this, which means that this could be bigger than just with Mick Winter Games. But first of all, we are going to find Mick, the love of her life.
I think we also need to shout out Steve too. Like, if you guys do you have Instagram or Facebook, you should go check out our stories right now, because Alyssa's husband, my also husband, did a few stories last night with like a bit of a male perspective on this, and they are so good. So I know like some of these guys might be thinking, this is so intimidating. I'm gonna go on a Zoom call with like two women that are possibly gonna shred me. Like, no. Steve is here for you. Steve has your back. Steve's your boy. So go on, and you should really watch those stories. They're so, so good. I love Steve.
Well, Steve will be like the translator. Let's be honest.
Seriously. Steven, even like in the stories, he's like, listen, gentlemen, you got to get in on this. Don't be a dirtbag.
That was my favorite. Don't bullshit her. Don't be a dirtbag. Yeah. See you on the 30th. Like, so good.
Yeah. And I think Steve is so good because he's such a guy's guy while still being so able to connect with women so well that he's the perfect host for this.
He is. Yeah.
And then on Facebook, where is it on Facebook?
It's going to be on my Facebook, so you can follow me, Alyssa McMasters, and then we'll also be sharing it on Mikaila's as well. So right after, so you can follow me live, and then at around 8 or 9, we put on both Mikaila and I's, and anyone else who wants to share it.
Now, if you are joining live, we recommend it because there is going to be like a bit of an audience piece. We're hoping enough people join in so that we can follow through with like a bit of an audience piece that we have.
I think we can share what that audience piece is. I think that
Let's do it.
So the audience, one of the rounds, the elimination will be an audience pick.
Ooh.
So you're going to want to be on here. You're going to be wanting to determine and help determine Mikaila's love life, because who doesn't love meddling in love lives?
Right.
Who doesn't love stirring the pot?
Friends are for. No.
Could you imagine if just like the women band together and like eliminate my hottest guy to just keep for themselves?
I mean, you'll at the end of the day have veto.
People won't do that.
I'm just joking. I just thought about that and I was like, that is so funny. I would love that.
We'll auction off the cast-offs in the next episode for charity.
Perfect.
Thank God I have that veto, Alyssa. That was a good idea.
Yeah, Mikaila has ultimate veto, but we have some, again, the audience participation, and then also Steve and I get to pick elimination.
Yeah, so I think it'll be super fun, and like, to say the absolute least, entertaining. It is going to be so good.
So I'm sure that there are guys out there or women who are watching right now who have a guy who they think is going to be great for Mikaila. Again, the information to apply is on both of our Instagrams, but if you want to just send the email and send off all the information, it is at micwintergames@gmail.com. Send the email, and then we will determine if you are a good candidate for our Mick.
I'll put the email in the comments of this afterwards, I guess. So
that would be great. Post the info in the comments, and then everybody's got it. Well, ladies, thank you for having coffee with us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Well, yeah, it's good. We can't wait. January 30th. Most entertainment we'll have this month, guaranteed. Guaranteed.
The event of this season.
You're just gonna voice your own takes. I love you.
Yeah, I love you. I love both of you. And yeah, I'm so glad I got to be on.
We both love you. So we're going to make sure that somebody awesome gets picked for you, because you deserve it.
Absolutely.
Thanks, baby girls.
All right, loves. Have an amazing rest of your Friday. And
bye,
thanks
guys.
for being a part of Coffee
You too. Bye, guys.